All right, so this video's a little bit different. Generally, we have multi videos on how to do specific things on our builds, but this is basically a video on how to take an old Airstream that we bought in 1978 that was neglected for a while and just basically spruce it up. We're not doing a full restoration, but we're making it so that you're not embarrassed to bring your family in there and have animals running around and drips on your face and whatever. So we've done a lot of work on the inside, we've done a little bit of work on the outside, and we're not done, but this is basically some motivation to say that you don't need to do a full frame off restoration on this. I would if I couldn't have the time and the money, but these things are crazy. I'm on an Airstream restoration Facebook group, and they're lifting the whole shell off and they're doing the whole frame, and you're into over $100,000 to do that. Now, we did this on a budget. We're not quite done, so we'll have a full video on how much it costs and kind of how much to expect and what to expect. I got to hire some friends to do some work. I'm really excited to show you guys what our old Airstream looks like now. Here we go. Said I was never going to buy something in Ontario again, but here we are. This window seal leaked and some water got in and just rotted this part of the floor. There's a little dip and it's a little bit soft. They haven't used the toilet in 25 years. They haven't had running water in here in 25 years. So we're going to take this home and get right into it. I think the floor is probably worse than we thought it was, but it doesn't matter because it's their problem now.
I'm a carpenter.
Carpenter?
Mainly cabinets.
You're going to build us some benches?
Yeah.
Alright, we got Baxter sanded down the tabletop grill. Look at that. It looks rusty, but it's not because we're gonna put some Rust-Oleum high heat on there.
Oh yeah.
Brand new.
Up to 650 Celsius.
That'll keep those grease fires under control. The trailer burned down, but at least that'll look pretty.
Yeah.
Alright, Lee, what have you been up to?
We've been stripping out all sorts of ugly burlap going in here.
Yeah.
And been painting the walls nice and green.
Yeah, so this, it's hard to tell with the camera. I don't know what's up with the camera. It doesn't look green on camera, but it is kind of
eggshell, orange, olive, something.
Yeah, so this is kind of vintagey looking. We're gonna get some matching curtains for it. Now, if you squint at the floor, she's mint. It's going to a buddy of mine's, Luke and Wayne. If you remember, we built the barn. They're gonna replace the floor and put new flooring down after we get all the little loose ends fixed up. So we're gluing all the wood back inside and into the back there. We got new mats to go in here. Cool thing is though, that this fridge still works. So this freezer is nice and cold. That's what happens when you use quality stuff. Unfortunately, we bought a brand new fridge in the house and we've had the repair guy out at least 4 times now since we bought it 2.5 years ago. If you build it properly, it's gonna last. So that's why we went with an Airstream. A few more coats of paint here and there. We're gonna do a couple pieces at the front. The shower, we're probably never gonna use this here. Kind of a waste of space. I think the engineers can come in here and cry when stuff isn't working and we're stuck by the side of the road. We found this wicked old radio. We're gonna try and make this work. Nice old AM FM radio, so we're gonna try and get that working and moving. We cleaned up off the stovetop and we're gonna put that back on, so that looks nice and clean. I'm making the best of it. So now, if there's anything left in the budget, it's full polish, full chrome polish. Just imagine being blinded by this thing as you're coming down the road. Would look pretty slick behind the Ram. So we're gonna tint the outside of the windows just to clean that up. And we're gonna try and find a good caulking guy, siding guy that can peel this off and put a fresh coat on it. And then maybe peel it off, polish it, and then we'll silicone it again. So I don't know, we'll see. All right, so this is pretty cool. We did find the actual plug. for the lights. We realized that every one of these lights was burnt out, so we bought all new LED lights with the same outside markings. Hopefully the holes are the same so we don't have to put new holes in. We will clean up the wiring and take care of that. We got all new LED bulbs, 1156 M57s for the back, and the original 1978 propane tanks. We just got them recertified. It's $100 to recertify a tank at Free Gas Company in Font Hill, and then they fill it. There's a guy in Port Colborne who will fill expired tanks, but he charges you like $100 because he knows he's gonna lose his license if he ever gets caught. So I can't tell you who he is, but this is pretty cool that they recertify this, and these are the original tanks that went with the trailer. So I'm gonna pop these lights in. We're gonna put all of them back to LEDs. She'll look super nice when we're all done. Now, the guy who polished our aluminum valve covers for the DT466, I sent him a picture. I'm like, hey, you wanna polish that? Hasn't responded yet. All right, so we had John remove all of the lights, helped us out for a day. We got to get these lights on, so I ordered these lights off Amazon. They're nice LED, they're nice and bright. Problem is, they want you to stick the wires out the side of it. Don't want that. We want it to come through here somewhere. So I got them because the holes actually lined up and they were LED. They were the first ones that popped up, and these ones were, I don't know, were decent enough. Now I got a problem where I gotta somehow put a gasket on the back of this and get the wires through the front. So these are all the tools that I need to put just a clearance light on, and it takes, instead of 2 minutes of light, it takes 20 minutes of light. I got some washer line that I cut in half and use as a gasket to go around the outside. Then I drilled 3 holes, one for the ground, one for the power, and one for the wire that comes through here. We'll make the connection in the front and put an eyelet on the ground so that the screw going through the aluminum, luckily everything is grounded, and then we'll have a clearance light on. This is ridiculous, but anyway, it's the way she goes. Nothing ever works the way you want it to, but here we go. There she is, finally all the lights working on the outside, so I can be somewhat legal driving it to Luke and Wayne this afternoon. We're going to build a sectional in the front here. Got a table out of a boat with some supports, and we'll raise that down and lower that for a table, which will turn into a bed. But these lights, I can't wait to see them at night, because they look pretty good actually. I'm really happy with that. So I'm gonna hook up the old F350 and tow her down to Niagara Falls. I gotta put that emblem back on, but anyway, so far so good. All right, so I'm all dressed up because I had my daughter's piano recital, so and that was on the way to dropping the trailer off. And then when I got to Luke and Wayne's Wayne's place, his mom was there. Now I used to go to school with Luke and Wayne back in elementary school. I haven't seen his mom for 30 years. So we ended up chatting with her for quite a while. And then I forgot to record that, you know, we towed this trailer over to our buddy's place and they're gonna fix it up. But I'm excited for what they're gonna do with it. My acetylene, or my one welding gas, the supplier is only like 10 minutes from their house. So I know I'm running low, so I'll try and time that to seeing what the progress is kind of like. I think the floor is probably worse than we thought it was, but it doesn't matter because it's their problem now. I'm not pulling it out of their driveway until it's done, because as much as I kind of want to help with it, I really miss working with Luke and Wayne. I got to keep going on the Land Cruiser. So it's the weekend. I'm gonna spend the time with my family, and then probably middle to late next week we'll be getting into the flooring and see what that looks like. Can't wait to see what it looks like when it's done. Here we go.
Put it on time lapse. I didn't want to explain it.
Because how bad it was?
No, because it was just super fun.
I'm getting mixed messages. You said it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
No, okay.
But
so squeezing the plywood underneath the, like, is that a pain?
In this case, it was not.
No?
No, somebody had already done it.
Oh.
So we were able to pull it out. What it was in that square there was no steel structure. There's nothing there. It's just 5/8 plywood. Anybody 200 pounds or plus, you're gonna feel like
So it wasn't even that rotten?
wasn't rotten at all. But we put supports underneath.
Oh,
Lifting
okay.
it up. So now it's stiff.
Ooh, nice. Oh man, this is nice.
Perfect.
I think we'll put this in our house.
Yeah, that
It's,
can be
it's,
done.
it's nice. Like it's got a little texture to it. A little grain, yeah.
Honestly, it was in better shape than I thought it would be.
Okay.
For the fact that this trailer's older than I am, it still had a good structure underneath.
Okay.
I was pleasantly surprised. So we put the subfloor back. There's 3/8 plywood, and then the vinyl.
Okay.
So you've got a thick subfloor there.
Yeah, and I love the color. It's perfect.
It actually went really well with the original trailer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We did put vinyl base, 3.5 inch, 4-inch vinyl
Yep.
base.
Okay.
Anywhere we could, we glued that on. 90% of the kick plates, we just put actually a piece of flooring and then we just silicone it so that no water can get in between.
Nice, yeah.
Same with the doorway. It took a long time to figure out the radius. It was cut, fit, cut, fit, cut.
Yeah, no, that's awesome because I know that's why I gave it to you guys because I knew you guys would do that extra little bit just to shove it under, yeah.
That, it had to. Otherwise, like, there's obviously over the years, there was some mud and stuff that had flown in between the belly pan there and the plywood. So we dug most of that crap out.
But the steel structure was like, it's not rotten on the end or anything. It looked okay.
You had there was a couple of pieces over here that were missing chunks, but not everywhere.
Like chunks or like chunks?
It's covered up now.
Okay. Sounds good. Luke, thanks a lot, man.
Anytime, buddy.
Yeah,
Anytime.
yeah. All right, so we're here with Alex. How's it going, man?
Good, and you?
Good. And what do you do?
I'm a carpenter.
Carpenter?
Mainly cabinets.
Okay, right on. And you're gonna build us some benches?
Yes, so I'm gonna build a bench. I'm gonna build a U-bench in here. I'll have a little drawer in this corner that we can pull out the barbecue. We'll have the table in the middle, drop down so it comes into a bed. We'll have the cushions as the backrest. The backrest will go onto the table and that'll be a bed.
Nice, nice. And your wife does cushions and sewing and stuff?
Yeah.
So you're a full package.
Yep.
You get start to finish. I don't have to do anything.
No, that's
Nice.
the plan.
Nice. So we're gonna get rid of that one table there, yeah. And you're gonna kind of just finish that off. And yeah. Nice.
And I'll try and match close to this. I'll be using like real walnut plywood.
Okay.
And then I might use a walnut face frame on the top.
Nice, nice. And where are you?
I'm out in Nanico. I'm a Tice Carpentry.
Excellent.
This is my shop. It's a bit of a mess right now. I have plywood storage over there. Nice big table saw, miter saw. This is my slider for the table saw, so I can do cross cuts really easily. This is my paint booth, my homemade paint booth.
Yeah, perfect.
I do have an exhaust fan in it, just to make it work. So it's very simple, but it works for what I need.
Yeah, perfect. We love shops like this. A little clutter. You just finished the big kitchen, so you're just So that.
I clean up and reorganize. Usually, every time I finish the kitchen, I'm like, oh, I should change this of how I have my shop set up.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Awesome. All right, well, you got it for a couple weeks, and can't wait to see it when it's done, man.
Okay, so I am starting with just some layout here. Here I'm doing a drawer for the barbecue. So I'm gonna put a sliding table here to be on drawer tracks. Then they will pull out to here, bring it right outside, pop out the table, have a barbecue. For in here, I'm gonna bring the bench right to this, so I have a good seam here. The table's gonna be on this angle. I've done some layout with just a spare piece of 3/4. So I'm just gonna do some miters around, get the radius around it. I think that will be better than doing any bending because it'll just be stronger. So for this table that is already here, I'm gonna bring my bench all the way to here. So I gotta cut this off, unscrew it from the wall. So I'm just gonna make this rounded corner. I'm going pretty close to what they already have. I'll bring the edge banding back around, and then there's just a couple screws on the bottom that I have to take off. So this should be pretty quick. Now that I have everything ripped down to width, I'm gonna track saw them to their final length. And so I have all these different angles. I have it laid out on the floor to follow. I have all my sizes, all my angles, and I just have to follow that with the track saw. I decided to do pocket holes for all the exteriors because it'll be the strongest on all these angles. So this is part of the bench. This is the drawer divided here. This will lift up so you can access any of this. I might do a splitter here to here. Then this part of the bench can flip up as well. If I were to go all the way, I'm not sure how high it would go before it would start hitting. So this is a 45. I'll do a 45 here. I'm gonna have a small piece. I gotta scribe to the wall here. I'm gonna put a face frame on top. That's gonna go all the way around. I'll have to scribe against the wall all the way around. That'll be a big project. I won't be putting a bottom on this. I think once I put the face frame on, it'll sturdy it up really nice. So this is my test pieces. This obviously will get pushed in. I was getting these angles all spot on. Obviously I cut this one short, but I know the angle. What I will be doing is I'll be cutting this piece, and this piece wide. Now I know like the maximum width I need, and then I'll be scribing it around that. So still a lot more work to do, but I now have the angles. And so I'm just trying to make this round, nice and close to the radius of it. Now I'm gonna do this one. I've been using this tool. You often see them used for flooring and stuff. This is my first time using one, and it's been working pretty good on this. Makes one less step for me. So all you really do is unlock it, pushing it flush on the back here. Just pushing this tight to get the kind of radius I want. Then I have to lock it. I'm also gonna mark where I am, because I can't be right at the edge where I wanna be. So now I have this laid out on my template. I will just trace it where I want it. So now I have the idea of a template. My biggest size is where I want it. So now let's try and fit this piece in. Kind of have pieces taped together where I kind of want them. That looks pretty good for a first try. I'll be sanding it just to make it a little tighter. Obviously you see this little lip on both sides. That just means I gotta make this another about 3/8 longer. That's a good start. So these will be my templates. I can start cutting it out on the walnut. I'm just about to cut into this piece for the tabletop. Now, I do not like the grain of this one. It's too repetitive, too close together. For the tabletop, I think I want something better than this. So I'm gonna have to run back to the store to grab some. But for right now, I have all the face frames set up for all that. I still gotta dado the outside. I still have to make this crosser. And then this will be my drawer front for the drawer that goes here. I'll have to go back to the store. When it's your focal piece, when you walk in, you're gonna see it right here. I want something better than how it is. This is just my layout for the cushions. My wife's gonna start making those. She's getting the fabric today for it. Will be this fabric. It's light green. Goes really nicely with that. I got the scribe all done. Nice tight fit. I'm now doing these dados on the face frame. Set my lines on both sides. Slide it under my track saw. Run it a bunch of times. And then I just take off the pieces in between with chisel. Okay, so now I'm gonna be doing the bench tops. So I have this piece, this is on the long piece. You can see the slight angle there. And I'm just doing a small round over the edges. I have two already done. You can just see the small round over. So you can kind of see the reveal on the back edge. Now there will be a cushion that goes back there and then reveal on the front. So the tabletop will sit and rest on this. So I just gotta get these kind of in place and then I can send them to my wife. She's doing the upholstery. Now I have the layout in here. I'm gonna screw everything together in the shop. These two center pieces I have to leave loose so I can fit through the door. Everything else I'm pocket holing. So I already have all the pocket holes drilled. So now I'm just gluing it and screwing them together. Now I'm just gonna throw glue in it and nail it down. was gonna do a drawer front, but I ended up doing a door, just so it gives you more room. Now I did do a push to open. I also did a 22.5 angle on it so you can reach around. The idea is you open it up, the barbecue sitting on here on a fold-out table, all on soft close. I did do some caulking around the edges. There's a small gap everywhere because all of this actually moves. Like you can see, the scribe is tight, the wall is flexible, so I wanted to put some silicone around it. If, let's say, you drop something back there, it's not gone forever. The cushions will be hiding it, so you'll never see that. Now I'm just about to put some clear coat on. Thought I'd show you before I do that.
Hi, I'm Evie, I'm Alex's wife. I'll be doing the upholstery and cushions for the Airstream. I'll walk you through what I've got laid out here. I've got some 2-inch foam that'll be for the cushions. Got everything sort of marked out, planned out. And over here we have fabric. This color's on the walls of the Airstream, so we try to match that as best as possible. And then over here we have all the pieces, a few pillows that'll be going in each of the corners. I'm gonna cut everything up and then I will show you a clip of what I've cut. So here we have our fabric and foam pieces all cut out. And this is how it'll actually sit in the Airstream. Before I get into sewing that, I want to show you my sewing machine. It's a pretty cool machine. It's a 15J Singer, around 1960s. Had it ever since I was around 14. It's the only machine I'll work on. It's a straight stitch. That's all it does. It does it well. I used to fix sewing machines for my grandfather, and he'd ship them to the Philippines. I know Rich, he actually helped my grandfather ship one of the containers. It was really cool. You should go check out that video. But yeah, this is the sewing machine that I work on, and it's my good old faithful sewing machine.
Okay, so we got it all finished. This is what she looks like. The green to go with the paint color. We got walnut to match the kitchen. We have barbecue pullout, a little magnet. We have this tabletop. You just slide right in, drop it down, unscrew these. You can take backrests, go across, and then into bed. Evie did a wonderful job doing a dado. You just tuck right in there. Nice and tight. Yeah, Rich is supposed to pick this up soon. Hope he's happy.
All right, so this is exciting. Alex,
Hey.
hey, you're all done?
Yep,
Good. So first question, are you proud of it?
I am.
Excellent. I cannot wait to see it. So, any issues that you had?
No, the only thing was the table legs. I had to upgrade them because
Okay.
the ones I did, they were a little too wobbly.
Okay.
So you'd kind of like, when it popped up, you'd
Yeah.
kind of lean on it and it just
Okay.
that. So I upgraded all the legs and then it's
Yeah,
pretty
can't
solid.
can't have $30 steaks on there and then having it tip over and
Exactly.
ruin your night, right? So
Exactly.
yeah, I'm excited. Oh, it's perfect. That is awesome. Very cool. Nice. That is awesome.
And then we got you pillows, so you can lay right down. Probably this way. It's probably best for you.
Yeah, the full length too.
Yep.
Oh man,
There you go.
that was absolutely perfect. Throw a nice sleeping bag on that. So these go in behind like this.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
You can just grab both sides.
Nice. That is awesome. Slide over and laptop. Engineers will be working here.
Exactly.
Sleeping in the back. That's incredible. Good job, man. Is there storage underneath?
Yes. So they pop right up.
Man, that is fantastic.
So you got one there, this one, and then this whole one is the barbecue.
I'm excited about that.
So it's
Okay.
magnetic touch latch. You just push.
Yeah.
And there's also like a 22-degree angle,
Yeah.
so you can pull it. So just push,
Yeah.
open. This pulls out. and then you have the barbecue.
Nice. You took absolutely everything that I had in my head, and you did it absolutely perfect the way I wanted it. Yeah, no, and there's no way I could have done it like that. That is, man, I am speechless. Like that is that really just tops that whole front off. So,
Good.
So yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing the curb.
Oh yeah.
It was like the hardest
legitimately,
part.
or
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the hardest part, but that is what I love. Like
Okay.
It took so many trips back and forth from the shop, just getting the angle perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did a bunch of sample pieces and then the full piece. So it
yeah,
worked
right
out
on. No, it like flows nice. It looks good. Like the color matches. Your wife doing the, and just the extra thoughts of like having it slide behind the cushion so it doesn't pop out when you're driving and that.
Yep.
All of that means a lot. Yeah. And then you just ended up getting new legs anyway.
Well, those are made for RVs.
Oh, okay.
They're perfect
Okay.
for this.
Yeah, yeah.
I did do new edge banding on your table here.
Okay.
It was falling off, so I just because I was there anyways.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. So, right on. Well, we are taking it home and we're setting it up in the bush tonight. And the girls and I are gonna go have a little camp out tonight, and then I think air conditioner, and the truck's not too far behind. Then we'll be ready to tow it out west.
Perfect.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, we're back in the shop. Got the Airstream tucked inside here. Shop's all cleaned up, nice and beautiful. And we're back with Tom. He's cleaning everything up, cleaning up the windows, and we're gonna get this thing tinted up, looking sweet.
So right now I'm just cleaning the windows, prepping them for the tint, making sure it's nice and clean. So I'm just using a stainless steel razor blade. Stainless steel is good to use because it's softer metal and won't scratch your window. Here I'm just going to trim some of the caulking away, and I'll just re-caulk it, the black caulking all the way around the edge. That'll seal it up, and we'll seal the window too.
Whoever sleeps in here is gonna sleep like a baby. It is dark.
All right, so the sun's just starting to set, starting to get dark out, but the tint turned out perfect. We didn't do a full frame off restoration on this, which means it's like your favorite corner bar where, look, it's a great atmosphere inside because it's dark. You don't see the little imperfections. You don't see a little bit of dirt here and there. But if you see your favorite bar in the daylight with all the lights on and the open windows, you're like, ah! And I didn't want to do a full restoration. So there's a lot of thought that goes into this. This is a marketing thing for the main thing. We're not going to travel the entire continent. I'm not going to take 6 months off and go live in an Airstream, although it does have its appeal for sure. It's still an old Airstream, still a little dirty. We're going to try and clean it up a bit more, but the tinted windows makes it look beautiful from the outside. It cleans up the dirty glass in between because it's two panes, and I looked online, like, how do you remove this inside pane so you can clean that film off? And basically everybody said smash the inside window, don't care about your R value, and then you can clean your window. I didn't want to do that. So from here, my daughter just went out shopping with her grandma, my mom, and she is going to sew all the curtains. So we're going to clean this up a little bit more on the inside yet. But we're also going to get into some lighting. We need a little bit better lighting. But this is basically what we want. A comfortable little place to sit. So imagine 3 engineers sitting around the table, working on their laptop, trying to figure out why the RAM isn't working, and me just sleeping in the back, having a nap, because I don't know what the computer problem is. As long as the fluids are inside the RAM and the wheels are still on, then it's not my problem. But this is a fantastic little thing to tow behind. Catch people's attention. We want this behind the Ram, so you look, you're like, oh, it's an Airstream. It's like, oh, it's the hybrid truck. It's the Edison truck, the one that the boss built. So I'm very, very excited on what we did in a short amount of time. No, I didn't do a lot of this work. That's the beauty part, is we get to hire friends, we get to make new friends, like Mattis Carpentry, who did the benches. I love it the way it turned out. The barbecue on the side there is just absolutely amazing. Super happy with that. It's exactly what I wanted, and I love it when I can take something out of my head and tell somebody what to do, and it comes out exactly the way I wanted it. So where do we go from here? A little bit better lighting inside, and then come on outside. Not only do we need some lighting inside, but the trim is missing here. It's this blue, like, I don't know, this filler in here. I think there's supposed to be something in here. Now, I'm not an Airstream aficionado. I don't know exactly how this thing's supposed to be put together, but we kind of made it our own. And in doing so, this is supposed to be a marketing thing, and I'm wondering if anybody has like an LED solution, whether you work for a company or you want us to try out something, or you know something. We thought it'd be pretty cool to have like a blue strip that lit up, so that on a campsite you could like definitely see where your Airstream is, because they all kind of look the same. So just give it a little bit of an extra, you know, the boss touch on the outside. We'll clean up the outside a little bit, and then put a nice blue LED all the way around the outside, or something that we can change the color in, so we can whatever, make it legal for the road. We can make it orange at the back if we have to, or red on the back, orange on the side. That would be really cool. Let us know if you have something, and we'd love to chat. Send us an email at thebossgarage@gmail.com, and yeah, let's make it happen. We need a new air conditioner because the air conditioner does not work, so that is on the list. And the cool thing back here is we got this giant bumper. I think the frame is good enough that what I'd like to do is build a little thing for like an electric e-bike. And how cool would it be to be able to charge your e-bike on your camper that you're pulling with your hybrid truck, so that when you get to wherever you gotta be, it's fully charged from your truck. You don't have to pull over and charge anything. You don't have to get to a campsite and wait for it to charge on a generator or listen to a generator run. It can charge while you're driving, and then we can have some fun with that. We might polish it yet. So it depends if Baxter keeps giving me lip, because if he does, he's gonna be polishing this thing, and I'm gonna put it in the middle of the yard in the sunniest, hottest day. I'm gonna let him make this outside shine like a mirror. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. But as for now, we've already slept in it. We've already been doing a little bit of camping. This is my backyard. We've had some campfires. We had some friends over. I'm gonna take it out camping with friends next weekend while we wait for the Ram to be built. And we're getting so much closer. The LC is spinning its wheels. It is completely together. Last week I worked over 100 hours on that thing, 7 days. It was 6 in the morning till 10, 11 at night, every day for 7 days. And it is very, very close. Now, I'd love to share more about that project, and there are videos coming out of it, but there's only so much we can share about that. But we've learned a lot, and that is now going into the Ram. That one being a tech demo, it doesn't have to be as reliable as the Ram, which is going to be towing this from Ontario to BC. We're going to be doing all of our emission testing on the truck and dyno testing before we head out, making sure that we have as few issues as possible. And then you can follow us on the entire journey. We're going to be, we'll do live location as to where we are. We're going to do side roads. We're going to do highway. We're going to try and get some real data for you guys. And I will not sell a hybrid kit until I am happy with that kit. If you guys still have time, August 17th, we are still at Mopar Fest, and you can see the Ram there along with the Fargo. The Kenworth will be there, the K car, and we have one more car that's going that nobody's ever seen yet. But if you see this video other than any day that it came out, you'll have to follow us along on our road trip from Ontario to BC. Hopefully we can do that this fall. But again, if we run into issues or we need to do more testing or we need to change some stuff, more than likely that's going to be spring. So thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for everybody that worked hard on this. Luke Way, even though he doesn't want your business, I had to beg him to do the floor for me. Mattis Construction. Thank you to Image Tint for doing the tint. Now, no comments about putting the tint on the outside. I specifically asked him to do that because otherwise you'd still see all the crap on the windows. I know you're not supposed to put tint on the outside. We are going to be driving this one time probably, and then it's probably going to stay in Golden, and this will be my chalet when I go visit those boys over there and do some work in Golden, to have meetings and whatever else. So I told him to do it. He recommended not to do it, and I said, I don't care, do it anyway. But I'm really happy with how that turned out. Am I missing somebody? Busy Mom's Cleaning, thank you for putting up with that gross what it was. Thank you guys. They do a great job. They do the house, and while the engineers are here, we'll get them to go in once in a while and just freshen it up as well. So there will be a few more videos on this one coming up, but the biggest one will be when we're traveling out to beautiful British Columbia. Hope to see you guys on there, and remember, if you're not filthy, you didn't buy a disgusting old 1978 Airstream.